Hello! I'm glad to welcome you to the channel. Today, I've prepared a digest of the freshest news from the world of artificial intelligence for you, so make yourself comfortable and let's dive in. In this episode, we're going to explore the massive shift toward embodied AI as the world's first major conference for physical robots kicks off in Shenzhen. We'll also discuss a chilling breakthrough in medical imaging, where AI-generated X-rays have become indistinguishable from reality, even for veteran doctors. Furthermore, we'll look into the legal battle over power grids in the US and a revolutionary brain implant the size of a grain of sand that makes Neuralink look like old tech. It's a packed episode, so you won't want to miss a single minute. Embodied AI is finally here, the dawn of physical intelligence. The landscape of artificial intelligence is officially shifting from the digital screen to the physical world. This week, the world's first ever specialized developer conference, EAIDC 2026, opened its doors in Shenzhen. For years, we've been obsessed with large language models like GPT, but the focus has now moved toward what experts call embodied AI. We are moving past models that just talk and moving into vision, language, action models, software that doesn't just process text, but understands physics, spatial awareness, and manual dexterity. The exhibition floors are filled with robots that don't just follow pre-programmed paths, they observe their environment, reason about the objects they see, and perform complex tasks in real time. This transition is significant because it solves the more of X paradox, the idea that high-level reasoning requires very little computation, but low-level sensory motor skills require enormous computational resources. By integrating advanced vision and language into robotic frames, companies are finally teaching machines how to navigate a messy, unpredictable kitchen or a busy factory floor. We aren't just looking at smarter chatbots anymore. We are looking at the birth of machines that can actually live alongside us. The era of the general-purpose humanoid is no longer a sci-fi dream. It is becoming a hardware reality right before our eyes. I find it fascinating that while we spent a decade teaching AI to write poetry, the real challenge was always teaching it how to pick up a coffee cup without breaking it. To me, this shift represents the true Turing test for the physical world. If a robot can navigate a human environment as naturally as we do, the line between software and life becomes thinner than ever. It makes me wonder, are we prepared for a world where AI has hands and feet rather than just a voice? By the way, if you're enjoying this format and want to stay up to date with everything happening in the world of AI, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps me know that you're with us on this journey. Let's keep moving forward. The end of medical certainty, the unfiltered reality of AI X-rays. Speaking of the line between reality and simulation, a terrifying new study has just sent shockwaves through the medical community. Researchers have revealed that AI-generated deepfake X-rays and medical scans have reached a level of perfection where professional radiologists can no longer tell them apart from genuine patient data. In controlled tests, veteran doctors were shown a mix of real pathologies and synthetic images created by advanced generative models. The results were staggering. In over 90% of cases, the human experts could not identify which images were fake. This isn't just about a computer being good at drawing. It's about a machine understanding the deepest nuances of human anatomy well enough to fool the people we trust with our lives. The implications here are dual-sided. On one hand, this technology allows for the creation of massive, high-quality datasets to train future medical AIs without compromising patient privacy. On the other hand, it opens a Pandora's box of potential fraud. We're entering an era where you might never truly know if the X-ray showing a fracture or a tumor is actually yours or a hallucination produced by a server. This has sparked an absolute firestorm on platforms like Reddit, where medical professionals and patients alike are voicing their concerns about the future of diagnostic integrity and insurance fraud. The data center deadlock. Can the grid survive the AI boom? While the software is getting smarter, the physical infrastructure is hitting a massive wall. In the United States, a landmark bill has just been proposed that could put a temporary freeze on the construction of new AI data centers. The reason is simple, but dire. Our power grids are screaming for mercy. AI models require an astronomical amount of energy, not just to train, but to run every single query. We're reaching a point where the local energy infrastructure and tech hubs can no longer support both the civilian population and the massive cooling and processing needs of these digital factories. This legislative move highlights a growing tension between technological progress and environmental sustainability. It's not just about the electricity, it's about the millions of gallons of water used for cooling and the massive carbon footprint of maintaining these facilities 24/7. If this bill passes, it could force tech giants to rethink their entire scaling strategy. We might see a shift toward decentralized computing or a desperate rush to develop more energy-efficient chips. The AI arms race is no longer just about who has the best code, but who has the most reliable power outlet. I honestly think we've been ignoring the physical cost of AI for too long. We talk about the cloud as if it's some ethereal, weightless thing, but it's actually made of steel, silicon, and massive amounts of heat. This legal pushback is a wake-up call. We have to ask ourselves, is the convenience of an AI assistant worth the potential collapse of our energy stability? It's a trade-off that we haven't fully reconciled with yet.
The grain of sand that reads your mind, the new frontier of BCI. While the big tech companies are fighting over power grids, a team of researchers has achieved something that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a cyberpunk novel. They have created a functional neuroimplant the size of a single grain of sand. Unlike Elon Musk's Neuralink, which requires a robotic surgeon to drill into the skull and stitch electrodes into the brain, this micro-device is designed to be far less invasive. Perhaps the most incredible part, it has no battery. The device is powered by a specialized laser that transmits energy through living tissue, allowing the implant to record and transmit brain activity for over a year without ever needing to be plugged in. This tiny sensor is a masterpiece of engineering. It uses the laser light not just for power, but as a medium for data transfer, effectively turning a microscopic speck of dust into a two-way bridge between the human mind and a computer. The goal is to create mass-market brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, that could eventually help treat paralysis, manage neurological disorders, or even allow for direct mental interaction with the digital world. While the medical potential is undeniable, the hook here is obvious. We are looking at the potential end of private thought. If a device this small can be deployed easily, the conversation around mental privacy needs to happen right now. The techno-optimists are rightfully hailing this as a miracle for healthcare, but the internet is already buzzing with darker theories. When the matrix becomes smaller than a salt crystal, how do we regulate who has access to our internal monologue? It's a classic case of technology moving at light speed while our ethics and laws are still trying to tie their shoelaces. It's brilliant, it's terrifying, and it's officially here. To recap and look ahead, we've covered a lot of ground today, from robots gaining physical bodies in Shenzhen to the invisible microchips that might soon be reading our minds. What we are seeing is a clear pattern. AI is no longer staying inside its box. It is affecting our healthcare through indistinguishable deepfakes. It is straining our physical world's energy resources, and it is shrinking to a scale where it can integrate directly with our biology. The theme of 2026 isn't smarter chat, it's total integration. The industry is moving toward a future where AI isn't just a tool we use, but an environment we live in and a physical presence we interact with daily. That's all for today. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If this episode was helpful, please give it a like. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments which of today's news stories surprised you the most. I read every single comment. See you in the next one.